Nessa girl. Fool's paradise. You gotta think twice, cause it's not very nice. Fool, na 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 na. Yes, honey, y'all don't know about that Melissa Morgan, baby. See, y'all thought that came from Can't Knock the Hustle, baby. That's Melissa Morgan, baby. From the 1980s. Only me and the olds know about that. Yes, baby. Do you still love me? Y'all listen. I don't know why I'm so crunk. Finally, Love and Hip Hop Miami has delivered something that I can stand behind and be proud of, goddammit. And that's episode 1 of this damn reunion. Before we even get down into the nitty gritty of the damn reunion, I want to say this. Y'all can say whatever the fuck y'all want to say about the Love and Hip Hop Miami season 1 being raggedy, cause it was. The shit was raggedy, lame, and quite frankly boring as fuck. However, I'm so proud to be from Miami right now. I'm going to tell you why. Because the Miami motherfuckers said our season might be lame, but bitch, we ain't finna wait 6 seasons to get to the music. We had to beg, borrow, and steal to get this shit here. And baby, I don't give a fuck if this shit gonna be on for one season or 3. We getting to the music. This, real talk, the finished product is what all the Love and Hip Hop should be. You got Pleasure P and Pretty Ricky getting back together. You got Trina and Trick got straight to the music. Amara La Negra got straight to the music. Veronica Vega straight to the music. Steph LaCour, I don't know if she make hair or make music, but nonetheless she trying. Okay, and Lord Steph, but I don't know nothing about her stuff. I'm not trying to shade Steph. More of the show was about music and less of it was about that bullshit. And speaking of bullshit, I watched that Love and Hip Hop Atlanta trailer and it looked like it's about to be some bullshit, but we'll talk about that tomorrow. So let's just get down into number 1. You know what we always talk about with the reunions, baby? The fashions, honey, the fashions. I must be getting blind, y'all, or I must be growing up, or I must be looking in people's soul and not their exterior. Because this is like the 3rd reunion that I've watched, and no one's fashions in particular have stood out to me. Shay's look stood out to me because it was different. You know, the haircut or whatever. Whether it was good or bad, I'll leave that up to y'all. I will say this. Trina was extremely pretty. Trina's a pretty girl. Extremely pretty. Miami Tip, while I don't care for her fashion style personally, it's not my personal taste, she was on brand. Michelle Pooch looked nice. Liz looked it nice. Joy looked it nice. Jeffrey looked it real nice. Bobby looked good for his personal style. I wouldn't wear it. He looked good. Nina looked it good, bitch. Nina was giving the girl. Let me tell you something, Nina. Nina, I didn't really see it for you when you first started hosting the Love and Hip Hop reunions. But baby, over time, you done got more snatch. Your weaves looking better. You're dressing with a little more fashion, honey. I'm going to give an award to Nina. At any rate, let's just jump right on in this thing. Bobby and Trina, they opened up this whole situation asking Trina about Bobby and why she wasn't supportive, so on and so forth. And it was not until this reunion that I finally got the full gist of the dynamics of the relationship. Bobby and Trina are related, but they're not kin. Bobby being Trina's cousin might as well be the equivalent of damn Trina filming a show with damn Miss Susie, the cashier at Publix, because she said Bobby is from her father's side of the family and she has no interactions whatsoever with her dad's side of the family. So quite frankly, she doesn't know him. She doesn't know him. And it's so funny because the show would have us to believe that, oh, she been knowing him since he was little Bobby and they used to go to the family reunion every summer and do the cha-cha slide together and have sleepovers. And that's not the case. And I'm gonna need for y'all to stop throwing out this cousin so freely, because it misguided the viewer on y'all's relation. Now I totally understand better too the dynamic between Alvin and Bobby and why things are so fishy. For the sake of who's got my back and who's gonna hold me down, although Alvin is not blood related to Trina, Alvin is more of a cousin to Trina based on their level of closeness than Bobby is. Then you've got Bobby. Now that I understand the dynamics of the relationship, I think Bobby is slightly jealous of Alvin, because he keeps throwing, I'm the cousin, but Alvin is who has the relation. It all makes sense now. Because I could not understand why them queens going wild was fussing and fighting the way they was, and it was over nothing. And then it pissed me off that Bobby says he don't have a problem with Alvin, and Alvin say he don't have a problem with Bobby. Then what in the dog fuck is y'all up here arguing for? And baby, Alvin was ready to tear the damn stage up. Don't fuck up that lady dress and everything, but Alvin, I'm gonna have to give your ass a little bit. I don't know what went on in the casting and in the filming. I don't know if they just had you in the back and you were never supposed to come out, and then they brought you out at the last minute because there was some shift in production. I don't know. But it came off like it was iffy if you would get a chance to speak in that. But I'm going to tell you something. Nothing made me cringe more than when Bobby was like, 15,000 on the wrist. You know, 15,000, you broke. If that wasn't the biggest admission of I'm a broke bum bitch that ain't got shit and ain't used to having shit, like black people, and I know it's one of those carryover vestiges from slavery and just from us always being a couple yards behind other people. But this whole, I'm finna use the word Toya husband used on Married to Medicine. It's nigga shit. It's nigga shit. I got a $15,000 watch, you don't. Okay, so at the end of the day, in this very moment, it only means you've got $15,000 more discretionary cash than he do. In the grand scheme of life, that ain't even a lot of damn money. So it's like, for you to have screamed 15,000 watch, that means you're impressed by that. And for you to be impressed by that, Alvin, means you're not impressed by much. So while you tried to read Bobby, for a smart bitch or anybody that's just used to being around a little something, you kind of more so played your hand, and I'm willing to bet that socioeconomically you and Bobby are in the same tax bracket. You got your 15 minutes of fame, or you ran across that stage. Now Alvin, you know you were kind of chunky. You knew you wasn't finna get over there, so don't come back on none of the other reunions making them have to reset the whole damn stage because you want to fight Bobby, who you so mad and can't stand but don't have a problem with. Y'all some confused sissies. Pretty Ricky and why the group broke up. Child, we ain't even got to wait for y'all unsung, honey, because y'all did that thing right there to the reunion. So Pleasure P said, baby, wasn't no money coming in. Blue said, you full of shit and full of lies. And Pleasure P had to clarify that thing. And I'm you know, it's funny because it really felt somewhat like that SWV situation where it's like, shit. And even Don Robinson with In Vogue. We a group. And hell, if I'm going to make $20,000 as a group and have to split it 4 ways, and I can make $20,000 on my own solo and keep it, then yeah, it probably makes more sense for me to make my $20,000 solo and keep it. So I understood where Pleasure P was coming from. Like, if it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. I also get, though, that that's Pleasure's PR reason. And I really feel like some of it had to do with you was the lead singer, you was getting all the shine and you was feeling yourself. It's just weird how in these groups, everybody doesn't have a Justin Timberlake or a Beyonce outcome. And it's like, if it worked as a group 9 times out of 10, that's how it's going to stay for it to have to work. Unfortunately, for Pleasure's style of music, unless true R&B on the male side just straight up makes a huge comeback between like now and next week, I think the better marketing angle is Pretty Ricky versus Pleasure P on its own. I think the group situation is more fitting for where the industry is right now. And yeah, people just ain't really doing. Now, I got Pleasure P's Your deserves an encore. So he redid, you know, the little encore hook. I got Pleasure P CD. I'm from Miami. I love the music, but the rest of the world don't. Nonetheless, get back with him. Blue. First of all, Liz, you did kind of need to mind your business. Like, I almost feel like when you on the sofas, that you ain't allowed to chime in until somebody already tag teamed you in. They wasn't even remotely, they was 10 miles away from your storyline. So we hadn't heard nothing from you, Liz, beyond your hello. I just feel like the general unspoken rule of the reunion should be, once they bring you in, you could stay in. I get why Blue was perturbed. But Blue, you came on way too strong. Like, not even just talking to women. You can't talk to nobody like that. And Blue, come on now. You on the show. You one of the favorites. You want to be on the show. Nigga, you watched enough of these reunions to know how this shit go. Then, you know, Prince did the stand-up thing and was like, whoa, calm down, dude. I don't think he was trying to be aggressive. It was funny as hell when Freakum ran to Prince. I think Prince didn't know what was going on, and Prince said, oh shit, I might have bitten off a little more than I can chew, because Blue would have bodied Prince's ass. And then Blue got crunk with Nina. I'm telling y'all, that's that Miami shit, man. Ain't nobody about to check me about no hoe. You know about that, man. Hey. You know what I'm saying? But shit, Nina, I'm gonna tell you something straight up. That remind me of that reunion Mona hosted when she went off on Samaya or somebody. Nina, me and your ass would have been up there tussling, bitch, cause you ain't finna talk to me crazy. You ain't paid to referee me, bitch. You paid to sit there and play with your bundles and hold them damn cards. Don't talk to me crazy, Iyanla. Okay, shit, I done snatched them damn cards out of Nina's hand, and I'd have been hosting that damn reunion and had her ass down to that couch. Don't talk to me like that. Nonetheless, I'm glad they was able to get some straightening and we was able to continue on. Chad, is it me, or when they said Gabby couldn't join us in the studio but she was all dolled up in Jamaica, obviously her ass was available during that time slot. I was feeling like Mama had a little bit of immigration issues. Y'all think Shay had no call the INS on Gabby and them people wouldn't let her back down into this country? Either that or all that DACA stuff and Trump don't. Up Jamaica money. Nonetheless, Mama was looking beat over there with that sheet in the background, looking like she was making a YouTube video or whatever down to the news station. But you looked it good. If you couldn't be on stage and you had to be on a live remote broadcast, at least you looked it good. She looked it good. Let me tell you something. You know, this season, I really didn't see it for Kitty and Nikki, but I'm going to tell you something about them bitches right there that I like. One thing about me, and if y'all notice, all the characters that I love on reality TV, I love the practical people, the Heavenlies sometimes, the Contessas, the Nenes. I like practical people. And I'm going to tell you something. Nikki is the mama, right? Nikki told Shay absolutely right, and we couldn't even really get down to the nitty-gritty because Shay is too busy trying to be Billy Badass, thinking she's the next, Jocelyn Hernandez or whoever she has in her head that they've gassed her up to be, that now you're just being ignorant for no reason. Like, it's one thing to turn up and be spicy and over-embellish emotions. It's another to just be flat out ignorant. And Shay, I'm sorry. As much as I would have loved to have seen Shay come to Miami and we're like, yeah, Shay finally got her big break. She the lead character. You made yourself look stupid, greedy, and thirsty. That girl was telling you absolutely right. That girl, Gabby, did not know anything about Shay. Rather, she popped up at the event unannounced or not. That did not warrant you throwing ice cream at that damn girl. You was dead ass wrong. Then you didn't even know this girl. You didn't know what was going on between them. He didn't know what was going on between y'all. I'm just confused as to where all this beef came from, and I'm willing to believe that you weren't feeling no real emotions. You was just trying to put on for the cameras. Then you had to carry on. And Shay, you've been in reality TV so long. You're of the Evelyn Lozada, Tammy Roman era. And you understand that in this game, people get positively rewarded for negative behavior. You was like, fuck it. When all else fails, fight. When you can't be funny, fight. When you fucked out, fight. You know what I'm saying? And I just think that was your blueprint, and it was not a good look. You need to get some business about yourself, Shay. And not a fit business either, and damn sure not a hair business. I don't know what kind of business you need to get, but you need to get up and get out and get something. Don't waste all your time trying to do this, motherfucker. Let's see. When they brought out Malik and Jeffrey, first and foremost, Jeffrey looked really nice. I don't want to say anything negative about Malik because I don't want people to believe that when it's all said and done, I have a true issue with this young man. I don't know this boy, and I'm just judging from what I see on TV. Malik, who in the entire fuck styled you? Like, first of all, I know we all got our own unique style, and fashion is subjective, and whatever you feel you should put on your damn body and you pay for it. And at the end of the day, if I don't like it, I ain't got the look. I understand all of that. But this thing with these flea market chains on top of turtlenecks with jackets and stuff. First of all, let me tell you one thing, baby. I am from Miami. I moved to Atlanta at 23 years old. I did not figure out what a turtleneck was or own one until I was about 20 years old in Tallahassee, Florida, where it got cold enough to wear a turtleneck. With that being said, Malik, where in the entire fucking Miami did you even buy a turtleneck? That's number one. Number two, what damn mirror or glasses were you looking through that you thought putting some smaller silver chains on top of a turtleneck with a jacket on was stylish? Like, you look like... You look like one of them Africans that be going door to door trying to scam people, trying to give you pamphlets to get a new air conditioner, but they really looking in your house trying to case the joint. Like, everything about you looks shady and shiesty. And another thing, while I got you here, I'm not going to tear you down without extending a hand to lift you up. I'm going to lift you up first. One thing I do respect about Malik is that you had sense enough to make a correction. And I really do feel like, A, you've learned a lot through part of your evolution. And then B, you caught so much backlash that you sincerely are starting to kind of view things differently about the gays and you being more masculine than effeminate guys, and this whole power structure and dynamic between being straight acting and passing and gay, and how being straight acting, you know, there's a premium placed on it. There's a certain privilege that comes along with that. I think with this, you're starting to understand it. And all gay people understand it. I'm from Miami, so you know I understand this shit. I did the whole song and dance. But the thing that gets me the most is Malik went out of his way to distance himself from queens, but pulled queen moves the whole way through. You pulled the queen move of all queen moves when you basically broke up with your boyfriend on a show for shock value, and it felt like for some get back. You know, I'm sorry, the very thing you said you didn't like, queens, sissies, punks, faggots, that was a faggot move you pulled. You know what I'm saying? You was in your feelings. You was mad as fuck. And so you felt like, I can't get him for real, but I'm going to get his ass while we on this platform. I'm going to take him. That was a queen move. So it's just so funny. The self-hatred is real, Malik, because the very things you hate are the very traits you possess. So cut it out. The performance with Trick and Trina. Let me tell you something. Trina ain't never been no lyricist. Trina understands that. Trina is pretty. Trina is marketable. Trina makes good party bangers. And she understands the lane she's in. You're right. Trina and Trick got that Avant and Kiki Wyatt thing. They're both great solo, but they're damn good together. We like it, and it feels good. And for a moment there, I was like, oh shit, when Trina was rapping, I was like, that's that bitch I grew up on. That performance was everything. It took me up. I enjoyed it. And that's what made me say, yes, Miami, y'all got it right. Y'all got to the music. So here's the thing. We now know that Love and Hip Hop Miami does have the capacity to be entertaining, because the reunion was entertaining as hell. We just got to get to it. Now that they've laid this whole fake foundation for season 1, I'm sure it's going to create enough real animosity for us to get a season 2. Now, so many people were on the sofas that we didn't hear anything from. Joy sat up there the whole time. They could have just moved her to the sofas and kept her to the back till they was ready to talk to her. We didn't hear nothing from Michelle Pooch. You know, Liz had her little scene. Kitty and Nikki, they was down there. It was just a lot of people didn't speak. I'm curious to know where this Amara La Negra and Young Hollywood thing is about to go. Excuse me. I'm going to tell you one thing I don't like, though. I hate when dudes try to out females because they may have had a rendezvous. Like, I don't even know the full context of it. I just saw the clip for next week, so I'm going to reserve judgment. But it looks like Young Hollywood's trying to paint the picture that Amara, you know, might have been willing to give up the skins. But if she was, honey, then Amara, you got a lot of explaining to do, because you pushed this big old narrative about how he was. We're going to talk about it next week. Let us see what's going on first before we talk about it. Anyway, that's a girl. Love and Hip Hop Reunion Miami. Move me to chorus, and I had to call y'all tonight. Plus, I didn't want to feel pressured when I wake up in the morning and have to call you, girl. Get you some rest, and I'll call you later. Bye.